Hello, everyone. I would go for. I'm going to welcome you guys to the MLE Season 15 presents by AMP Music. Tonight we have the Spectre at Shadow. No, that is not correct. I'm sorry, my notes were incorrect. We are getting the Hurricanes at Blizzard. Solid start for us here today. Tonight I am joined here by my good friend and colleague. How you doing, buddy?
It's great. Again, it's nice to see you, Krager. Yeah, it's been both these teams getting ready for a set of 5 here tonight. Again, as we've seen a lot from these teams, you got to win 3 games going through. If you can, get those 3 games, you get the win. Obviously, they're gonna play all 5, so you might as well try your hardest to win every game because every game can be important going into the future. And we were partway through the season, but every win is important. Every win has its kind of factor, and if you can get wins early in the season, it makes it so much easier later in the season. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm really excited because I was just looking, and it looks like we have some like early findings as far as who people think is going to win this one, and it's 61% in favor of the Blizzards. So it'll be really interesting to see because I know the Blizzards as a whole for the franchise, they've been having a really hot start to the season. I know the Hurricanes as a franchise, had a really good season last year. So it's interesting to see how this matchup goes because I think both these teams have really powerful players that can make a big imprint in the league right now.
And the thing about being favored 61%, that's a majority, sure, but that's not a massive majority. That's only 61%. That means there's 39% others who think that Blizzard's going to lose this series in the end. And that tells me something about how this is going to be. It could be extremely close. We're going to really see what these teams can bring out though in Game 1 because that will definitely make it easier for us to kind of see what these teams are going to bring. But again, as you said, 61%, not a massive majority. This is not a big shift. It's there's still a lot of room here that a lot of people think the Hurricanes are going to take this.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see. I know I'm friends with Ruben, who's the FM for the Blizzard, and he's certainly pumped up on his team, and he's not afraid to tell you who he thinks the best team in the league is. So it's interesting to see if his players can back up his talk.
Yeah, exactly. Again, as you said, you gotta be confident in these kind of series. You gotta be confident even in series when it seems close because you bring that confidence to series where you might be the heavy favorites. But yet, in the end, if you got to also bring them to these series that are close, even when you're a little nervous, if you can come out and at least play to show confidence, that is such a huge advantage. Because confident teams almost always will do better than not confident teams, especially in close series. Because pressure generally will make teams play more defensively, and you need to be confident to really prove what you have and that you have what it takes.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see what we have here. I just casted a PL match back on Thursday, and that was really exciting. And I'm thinking we're going to see some better clipping plays here tonight.
Of course, as you said, again, we want to see those cool plays come out. We want to see the players perform here at their absolute peak. Yeah, as us as casters, but also as, fans of the esport as well. Here we are, it's the Blizzard versus the Hurricanes. Again, 5 matches are to be played. And here we go. Krager, this is, we're starting off this one. And right now, both these teams are trying to get used to each other, I think, in the overall style of gameplay here. Which team can really get themselves off to a good start, really try to figure out what their opponents are going to bring. And Game 1, that's generally kind of what it feels. It's kind of a feeler game when it comes to a series like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, we're seeing a lot of pressure from the Hurricanes. The ball's staying, in the Blizzard's end for the most part. And as the caster curse, I say one thing, the other thing happens. Blizzard, they haven't had many offensive opportunities, but right here, they just take advantage of a wide open net and a miscommunication on defense, it seems like, by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Cujo will get the first goal of the series here. First of what I expect to be many here is both these teams, again, trying to posture and play against each other. I think as time goes by, we're going to see much higher levels of offense as a demo coming in from Nim here will leave that net looking actually a little more vulnerable. And for the Hurricanes, already we're seeing them trying to utilize that game plan, trying to be aggressive, trying to get in the face of their opponents.
Oof, that was a really close one right there by Eternity. Yeah, Eternity had a really good shot right there. And, it's really good to see this pressure they're having. And, what a great 50 right there by V Cujo. They're kind of leaving the ball in the open. Oh, that could be a crucial mistake by Nim. RBW or RWV right now had a shot, but threw it away. Now the ball's going up, getting good pressure by Shea, and V Cujo is getting a good clear in the midfield. Really nice air control. Surprising to see from this level of play. Oof,
I mean, as time goes by, players are going to get better and better. I mean, the skill of this game has only gotten greater in the last couple of seasons last year. You see it at every level. And yeah, I expect that we are going to see some solo plays here coming out as Bikujo just cleared it down the field. He had a net looking open there for himself, but it doesn't really matter. He was looking for offense here for the Blizzard as while they are in the lead, their amount of offense has actually been quite minimal as that will ricochet to the back wall. Clear away by Nim. Almost there. The Hurricanes almost became their own worst enemies.
Yeah, that would have been a hashtag play of the week right there, you know, for the wrong reasons. And once again, bringing that up, if you at any point here in chat see a play you think is worthy of play of the week, type !PTW, and you know, you're giving a chance for someone to win some balls guarana. And you know, who doesn't like some balls guarana in their life? I know I do.
Me too. Again, there's not that many plays of the week so far because both these teams have been absolutely deadlocked. But here's a break opening, cleared by Eternity. So defensive right now for both these teams. You know, this has just been a tense start to this series, and if this is what every game's gonna look like, I have a feeling we might be seeing some overtimes, and man, that overtimes are really when anything can happen.
Absolutely. We're seeing like good pushes by both teams. Both of them getting good chances, but both of them staying strong on the defensive end. I haven't seen much panic from either team.
No, again, it feels like these teams haven't really pushed to play aggressively. No one's really been taking enough chances, I think. We haven't seen players push up aggressively until then. There's a little bit of panic. Aeon pushing up. We haven't seen a lot of those kind of plays. Now Nim off the back wall. Second. Oh. There it is. Tying it up. It's the Hurricanes to make it 1-1.
What, just a huge 50 by Nims, and then to follow it up, RBW getting caught on the corner little lip right there, not able to get in good position, but I don't know what he could have done. That was just a beautiful shot by Nim right there to get this game tied up with 1:37 left.
Yeah, but I think what was even more impressive in that play was the dunk there. I mean, out of nowhere, he had no reason to win that dunk, and yet he predicts the play perfectly. Almost like a fortune teller, if you want to think of it that way. Just knew exactly what was going to happen, and just knew exactly where to position himself in that play. And players who can do that are interesting to watch because you know, you look at them and you go, what in the world? You think maybe like they're like out of position, but they're not. He's in the right position there, doing the right thing for his team, and it's tied up 1-1 with about 60 seconds left. But how low scoring this game is, overtime is not unlikely.
No, it is not. And both teams making pretty solid decision making. Although we don't have much defensive back end right here, and from the Hurricane, and you know, now we got a good offensive push by the Blizzards, which is, you know, nullified right there. But now we're going to see what happens. I think we could see a lot of fireworks right now from both of these teams. They're both playing really aggressive, really good defense, and both of them making, I'd say for this skill level, some really good shots.
Yeah, but I want to see these teams play up a little higher. Play more aggressively. Instead of just sending one person to offense, instead send two and let the other team know that you are not afraid to send two players up to offense, not just one. But again, kind of a risk-adverse game right now for both these teams. But I'm sure as time goes on, as soon as they kind of get more and more used to each other, we'll see things change here as Cujo misses this. WB clears it, but Eternity gets the play now off the back wall. Ooh. Aeon will clear this one out. Still offense here for the Hurricanes. Cujo clears it down the field. Will the Hurricanes get one more opportunity? The ball could hit the ground here. Nim can't read it. And we are going to an overtime here in game one.
Hey, good job calling it here. That we got an overtime in the very first game. It's exciting. As a caster, that's really what you want to see. You want to see, you know, back and forth, equal play. You don't want to see any blowouts. And I think this is a foreshadowing for the rest of this series. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, both these teams have only proven to be just at the same level here. We saw it in the predictions as well with how close they were. I mean, it's living up to what I think people expected to see here. As Eternity, second touch. This is awkward. Aeon will keep the ball away. Quick speed from Aeon, and he will keep his team alive in this game. Blizzard, downfield, ricochet. Towards the corner, RWV. Got challenges there by Nim. Now Aeon. just trying to create offense here, but you can see it's kind of a losing battle right now for the Blizzard. They just can't get strong enough touches, and the Hurricanes will push downfield, but only for so long, as now RWB dribbles it, challenged by Eternity, as you look to cook their pinch, but that one goes absolutely nowhere, and I mean, the clear does come out here. Ricochet stopped by RWB. It's just been back and forth in front for Nim. That's going to be the game winner. Oh my. A huge misplay here on the backside here. A 50-50 goes completely against Vikujo, and he just pushes up a little more. And as soon as he pushes up post and sees the ball go above him, he knows that his team's chances are over.
Yeah, that was incredible. You know, you love to see, you know, aggressive play like that. And, you know, this game, it's been overtime, a little aggression, people still kind of playing it safe. And then the Hurricanes just saw their opportunity, made a huge push. And Nim, with the only 2 goals for the Hurricane, really showing his prowess as an offensive presence in this game. He gets 4 shots. And, you know, he just put the Hurricanes on his back and said, you know, we're not losing this first game. We are going to win this one and, you know, take that lead for the series.
Well, if Game 1 is anything, and if this series is going how I think it will, I actually think we're going to see a lot more offense from all these players in Game 2. I just think both these teams kind of kept themselves back here, wanted to play a little safer in this game. I think now that they both have been able to download the play styles of the other, I think we're going to see more and more teams playing higher and higher up the field. These teams have to adapt to each other in a series such as this, and I think we're going to see that happening very soon here, as the Hurricanes do take Game 1 in an overtime. And man, if this is a sign of what's to come, we got an incredible matchup here.
I'm really excited right now. And listen, this could go either way. I'm really excited to see right now what happens with the Blizzard, because, you know, they were the favorites coming into this game, and, you know, they lost Game 1. That puts some pressure on you. Will they see this and come back harder in Game 2? Or will they let the pressure get to them and kind of crack? I'm really interested to see it. It's going to see a lot of how they are as a team, how they move forward from this.
And more importantly, how the mentality of their team holds up. As a 50-50, that almost goes right in off the kickoff there. Ricochet will try to get it away from the danger. Eternity has control. Challenge from behind by RWB. Cujo, only as far as Nim.
Right there.
Off the back, well, yeah, and as you said, again, a great demo there to create a little bit of space here for these teams. But the Hurricanes still have offensive pressure, and they have done a little better, I think, in Game 1 at keeping that pressure. I think they're trying to continue that here in Game 2.
Absolutely. We see a good shot right here from Ricochet. A better redirect by Nims right in front of that with a demo. And Nims once again comes in hot and puts his team on his back and said, we're winning this series, boys. Let's get it going.
Nim, the heartbeats of the offense, turns around, doesn't give up on the play. That first play almost became the goal itself. He is just not letting go of offense. He will not rotate back unless he has to here for the Hurricanes. Cujo, challenged by Eternity. Bayon will keep it away from the midfield there. Geared up by Cujo. And still, again for the Blizzard, how do they create consistent pressure against this strong Hurricane side?
Yeah, so far it looks like they're playing the more methodical route here on offense. They really want to kind of make sure they have a good offensive push, and they're not really like diving too much. Now, earlier they had a good shot, you know, to push with low people on defense, and they did not take advantage of that. So we'll see how they move forward here.
Going clear, Aeon keeps it to the corner. And a good play there. He gets under Eternity. Now he's got a 50 on Ricochet. Aeon willing to get through 2 different players on the opposing side. And that fake really was what started it there. Eternity expected him to shooting a massive clear. And yet he prevented the dunk just by doing nothing. Sometimes doing nothing in Rocket League is the best course of action.
Absolutely. See another big clear by the Hurricane, keeping it in the Blizzard's net. Oh, Eternity almost going for that backwards touch, trying to keep it in front of their net. But the Blizzard, you know, holding strong right now on defense, but we're seeing a lot of most of the pressure coming from the Hurricane right now.
Yeah, the Hurricanes have been so good at holding that midfield, and especially with their clears. Their clears have been pretty strong, all things considered. And they consistently send multiple players up to that midfield. It's not just one chance and then they have to reset. No. They don't want to reset. They're going to put in as many chances as they can get before they have to leave the play. Ricochet. RWB, good touch out here for Cujo. Cujo had no boost, but does get on the end of that 50-50. Now RWB keeps it close, taking it up for a solo play. Gets the dunk as well. It's off the back wall. In front, Aeon, saved by Nim.
Nim everywhere on the field right now, bailing this team out once again. Great pass, great shot by the Blizzard. And that was just a beautiful play, really utilizing the teamwork there. You know, that's what you got to do in these levels. You got to look for your teammates here to get extra touches and more shots. If you're just going to 1v1, it's not going to work out. And that shows you right there. When you utilize your teammates in passing, you can get some easy goals.
Yeah, Nim couldn't stop that one here for the Hurricanes. Now it's all tied up again. This is a scoreline that went into overtime last game. With 2 minutes left in this game, I think we might see more chances. RWB get away by Nim, but a double commit is forced out here by Hurricanes. Cujo, oh, Eternity just got in the way of that one, and now off the back wall, in front of the nets, Aeon misses this, but no one was on the end of it there. And a chance for the Hurricanes. They did not expect the whiff. That's the reason why there was no immediate challenge.
Absolutely. Oh, great touch by RWB. Can Aeon get another touch right in front of the net, but the Hurricanes defense is right there to stop it. Consistent pressure by Cujo right here, trying to bump people in the net. RWB with the ball now in front of the net, bouncing it. We get a good demo in net. Oh, but the defense and the demos from the Hurricane have helped them out once again.
Ricochet keeps it away here. Another double commit. Panic. Nim can't recover, and that will be one for RWB. The Hurricanes, you can see them tipping, and at last something will finally break, and it's Nim here who trips on the post trying to get back into the nets. And now the lead in favor of the Blizzard.
Yeah, that's really good to see. We were saying, you know, after the first game, we wanted to see how the Blizzard would come out. And, you know, after going down 1 goal early, they are coming back out here saying, no, we are here to fight. And they've got that 1 goal lead with a little over a minute left now.
Cujo to the back wall. Actually, oh, he went in for that second touch off the back wall. He tried to tap it down for Aeon. Could not get in the end here. Hurricanes need to work quickly here. Not a lot of time left. Great save from Ricochet, but defense is not what they need. They need offense, and they need to get it soon. Ricochet gets the clear over Cujo. RBB, the last one back. He's waiting in his net. Gets this one. Jumps up for it in time. Blizzard. Again, the panic maybe. Oh, good save from Aeon. Nim. Up the field, and again, as time ticks down here, it becomes even more difficult for the Hurricanes. They're going to get more and more desperate to tie this game up.
Yeah, and I really am interested to see how they play this last 30 seconds because they desperately need the goal. And they've had a lot of offensive pressure, but the Blizzard are holding strong. Another great chance, not able to do anything with it. Oh, let's see what they do here. Eternity can't get the ball. Cujo putting it right in front of the net. Oh, there's no Blizzard in sight. Great touch.
Yeah, came in.
Go ahead.
With the late shot there, and, you know, as you said again, it just feels like the offense here of this game is now favored the Blizzard, and they're going to get one here secured. RWB has really improved this game. He's gotten all 3 goals for this team.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see the way he's responding in this game. You know, he's one of the better players in AL, and he's proven why right now. Getting a little one for the road here to get his team to sure win, keep the series tied.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about the series. It's tied. There's no clear winner. And with this answer from the Blizzard, now the questions are posed to the Hurricanes. What do they do in response? Because in Game 1, both these teams kind of got used to each other. Now Blizzard bringing in that playstyle that they are known for, and the offense becoming just a little too much here as the Hurricanes struggle to get goals themselves.
Yeah, and you know, the surprising thing to see here is, you know, the Hurricanes, it felt like they got a lot of offensive pressure. They only had 2 shots on goal, and so the Blizzards only had to make 1 save, whereas you see on the Hurricane side, they had to make 5 saves, you know, and it really just shows how the Blizzard really turned on their offensive pressure, and it really helped them out, especially RWB, him getting 5 shots on goal, scoring 3 of them, just huge.
Yeah, but you can't forget about Cujo, who was the assist maker in so many of those chances.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the questions really are on the Hurricanes here. While they can get pressure, while they can hold it, if they aren't getting shots, that pressure doesn't really make a difference. They need to have shots on the ends of these offensive attacks.
Absolutely. You know, it's really good to see, you know, this coming back like we were talking about. You know, we wanted to see an exciting series, and, you know, it's proven to be a really good, evenly matched series so far. You know, this 3-1 score doesn't really show how it really was. It could have gone to overtime again with how these teams are playing.
Yeah, it really could have. These teams kept it close, but in the end, the Blizzard just were better in that final minute. They kept the ball away. They got themselves a lead. They held the lead. And now The series is tied going into Game 3. The Blizzard, and they repeat? Or do we see a bit of a change of playstyle here from the Hurricanes, a bit of a change of pace? Because so far both these teams have proven they can beat the other. They know what to do, but can they do that properly?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see how these Hurricanes will come out at right now, because they need to show that that first game wasn't a fluke right now, and it's incredible to see what they're doing.
Zayon jumped for that one. I can't believe he almost got to that one. Trying to get a redirect, and we've seen a couple of those kind of plays come out from both these teams. As now RWB hits the corner, looking for a bump play, gets him, bullies him in front for Aeon, and that is the Enforcer coming through to help out Blizzard.
Absolutely. Look at RWB just pushing him out of the way, getting the open net for his teammate, just really enforcing everything. Really cold play. Someone would say it cold as a blizzard, to go pressure something like that in the net.
Oh no, we've got the dad jokes coming on. It's only Game 3. RWB trying to get a second one here. Eternity, good catch now, and he can actually dribble this one out. Staying close with it, Cujo, want the challenge. Blizzard trying to take this one back away. Back for Aeon, they have possession. Aeon going up for it, trying to get the dunk. Ricochet gets in front of everything.
Absolutely. I'm really interested to see, what's going to happen from here on out, because the Blizzard really are taking control of this series. They like these really amazing aerial touches by Aeon too, and they're really getting all the offensive pressure.
Yeah, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before Aeon scores one of those. He's been getting closer and closer every single time. Although right now, they can hold this one. Aeon, oh my goodness, he's going for that off the back wall. He almost got that one. Aeon is... He's just feeling it right now. He is playing extremely confidently.
Absolutely, he's playing with zero fear right now, totally trusting in his teammates, and just going for a clip right here. And I'm excited. I want to see a clip.
Of course, as you said, if you do see a play of the week, exclamation point POTW, to again get that one in there. Again, this is this series has been incredibly close so far. Again, it's only one goal been scored, but it feels like there's been chances for everybody in front. Oh, Cujo with the save. Now Nim, crossbar, still in front for Eternity. Oh. That's also off the bar. Hurricanes got so close, but yet so far.
Yeah, I really thought this is where we're going to see the Hurricanes come storming back, and that offensive pressure was huge. And to hit the crossbar, what was that, 3 times in the offensive pressure? That's just heartbreaking.
I mean, they know what they are doing. They're doing things right, but can they put that final shot in? Ricochet, only towards Aeon. Gotta keep that net clean here for the Hurricanes. They're holding on, but you can see pressure right now, all in favor of Blizzard. Starting from the midfield, they're going up to these aerial plays, and that's forcing the Hurricanes to sit back, and that will allow offense to come through. It's RWB to get this one. He assisted the first goal, and now he'll score the second.
Absolutely, and you were talking about that earlier with Aeon, the way he has aerial control. He gets a perfect touch off the wall that bounces right in front of the net, and RWB just slams it home.
Blizzard controlling it right now. Cujo, maybe a third. That one, though, was missed. Ricochet. Up. Looking towards Nim. Challenged by Aeon. Eternity clears the ball away. Now demoed. Offense kept for Blizzard. We haven't seen a lot of demos from Blizzard, but the times they have gone for those demos and bumps attempts, they have been extremely successful.
Ooh. A little whiff right there in the midfield by Cujo. Oh, another offensive pressure stopped by that impeccable Blizzard defense.
More demos coming out. It's just, I think they're starting to change here a little bit. Just more and more demos trying to make these Hurricanes as awkward as possible. Aeon, oh, had a chance there. No one could read it. Offense still for the Blizzard. They've been holding this pressure for at least a minute by now. And the Hurricanes, it doesn't seem like they're going to break out anytime soon.
Yeah, the Blizzard are out. They're out physicaling right now, the Hurricane, and you're just waiting to see if the Hurricane will respond. And they have not been able to have any answers.
I say that, and now, I guess we get to share in the caster course together, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, beautiful. What a defensive save by Aeon. That was a really good chance for the Hurricanes to get a much-needed goal here. With less than a minute left, they need to put something in the net. They're really letting this game slip away.
Eternity shot. Oh, Cujo! Another incredible save. The Blizzard will not go down. 2-0 up. They save, deny. They'll do anything they can on defense. Aeon. Dunk. It stays above the nets, but this pressure from the Blizzard, as long as they keep this, things will be good. But Ricochet over Cujo, and the Hurricanes have a chance.
Yeah, just as we were saying, you know, they need to get something going, and we get a really poor defensive rotation by the Blizzards. Just an easy open net goal by Ricochet, and just he really helps this team out. With only 32 seconds left, they need to keep this momentum going.
32 seconds. 32 seconds is all the Hurricanes have. Ricochet trying to get some offense here, creating some space. RWB. Is it back? Aeon with the redirects. Sent all the way into the green half. Ricochet gets past one. Now, infield, Cujo jumping. 2 players commit for this. Blizzard don't want to get scored on. This one rolling its way in front. RWB will allow Cujo to clear. Ricochet back in the offense. It's rolling its way in front. Who can read the ball? It's the Blizzard to do so. And now, this one, not a great bounce. Nim, though, keeps it alive. Shot, potential. Nim, it's just high. Eternity, can they keep this one alive? It's going to roll its way to the ground. The Blizzard take their 2nd game in a row.
Yeah, what an incredible last minute of that game. You know, the Hurricanes really feeling the pressure of trying to get that last goal to get it tied up. And, you know, they really put the offensive pressure on them. They could have used the entire game right there, but it was a little bit too late, and that Blizzard's defense just was not letting up.
And now the Blizzard up 2-1. If they win this next game, they will be the winners of the series no matter what happens in Game 5. The Hurricanes, if they want a chance at winning this, they need to continue what they're doing here, except just put it on a higher scale level. And more importantly, they need to make sure they break out of their defense just a little bit more. They got stuck back in this game. And you can see the Blizzards holding that midfield, allowing Aeon to really do whatever Aeon wants to do in that midfield. And so long as the Blizzard allows Aeon to be that midfield presence, it's going to be really tough for any team, including the Hurricanes, to counter that.
Absolutely. You know, it was really impressive just to see the confidence that Aeon was playing with. He was just flying up in the air, using the air roll, you know, making really solid touches and just not really backing down from anything. And it resulted in, you know, 1 goal from himself as well as an assist for his teammate right there. And, you know, with Aeon and RWB right now, if their offensive pressure stays the way it is, you know, Hurricanes got a really big mountain to climb right here.
Yeah, but climb it they must. We're in Game 4. The Blizzard could win out the series here. But if the Hurricanes have anything to say about it, they're going to put their best foot forward, or I guess wheel, technically, as Aeon up for the Blizzard. Again, the Blizzard have done so well at getting offense and holding possession, but again, it's another game. It's a new game, a new field. Anything can change.
Absolutely. And, you know, early on, we're seeing the Blizzards getting that demo, and, you know, really that defensive presence and just pushing and muscling their way around. You know, that is one way to get in the team's head, is just to constantly go for bumps and demos. And we're seeing it working so far.
Aeon keeps it away from Ricochet. Blizzard pushing back up. Now Nim with the challenge here. It's going to roll to in front. Aeon, I like it. He waits his time. He doesn't try to go for the tough touch. Instead knows no one's pressuring him, so why not take as much time as you need to control it. Now, though, little less time on this, and you can see pressure coming out from the Hurricanes, but no one waiting midfield. Cujo gets the clear. Eternity back in the offense. RWB misses this, still gets a second touch, but now it's dangerous in front for Nim. That one will find its way in the back of the net.
And we were just waiting for something to go in the net, because right there, the Blizzard caught themselves, really kind of felt like boost starved, miscommunication, and just always in their end on that last minute, you know, or so. And, you know, the Hurricane felt that pressure and they just pushed it.
Yeah, and it all, you know, the catalyst to that goal was that miss on the back wall from RWB. He's been so consistent this series, but a mistouch will now mean that his team is down by 1. Cujo wasting out time here, but only for the inevitable, as Ricochet trying to get some offense for Hurricanes towards the corner. Eternity over Aeon. Eternity now misses this himself. Nim, maybe a shot. It's a little high over the net, but a follow-up will not come in time. Ricochet waited his turn. Now offense for the Blizzard.
Yeah, I'm really liking seeing the push that the Blizzard are making right now. They're not letting this 1-goal deficit get in their heads. I'm seeing some great pressure, some great chances.
Aeon keeps it up. Do the back wall. And RWB, wait a second, rolling in front, Nim's got a touch, still in front, it's rolling right there. Ricochet gets it away, still in front, Aeon can't finish it off. Eternity, they're getting the ball away here, but still, immediate pressure from the Blizzard. Ricochet, and a chance for them to breathe almost for the Blizzard, almost, but no, most doesn't matter except for Horseshoes. And this one, it will stay a 1-goal differential.
Listen, you can't forget about hand grenades in that almost category. You know, hand grenades, I feel like would be the betting favorite over Horseshoes if we were talking like that.
As Eternity offense back, and I mean, for the Hurricanes, they're thanking their lucky stars they're able to escape defense on that play, because that ball was right in front of the net. What a shot. So often, what a shot! Oh, Eternity all the way downfield.
This is just incredible. It's rare to see this kind of power in AL, and just to him, but I think it's a little bit for Damas too. He hits it with that front corner where you get the most amount of power and the perfect amount of height and awkwardness for that rotating back defense of the Blizzard.
Out of nowhere, I think Eternity has snuck a sniper rifle into this game. That is an incredibly powerful shot. Eternity off the back wall. Nim. That touch goes backwards. Ricochet will challenge, and this might be another one. Ricochet with a demo. Bouncing in front. Aeon can't read it. Nim open nets, and will tuck it into the near post.
Nim is absolutely mental right now. Let me tell you, mate. He is going crazy, and this is Rocket League.
That came out of nowhere. Crazy, that came out of nowhere. But Nim, yeah, as you were saying, again, a great shot there from Nim. Just fits it so perfectly. I mean, there are still defenders jumping at him. Aeon almost got to that one. He's able to do just enough to sneak it through. And what was a 1-goal lead for the Hurricanes is now immediately ballooned up to 3.
Yes, it's really impressive to see what they've done here, because they have just put so much offensive pressure, you know, to get that lead. And then now, Cujo right here is taking his time, not rushing it. Instead of trying to bang it and getting it saved, he takes his time, gets Ricochet out of position, and flicks it over him. That is a great calculated play right there.
Patience, something that you don't always see from Rocket League, especially in competitive scenes. Everybody wants to play fast, but when you slow things down, sometimes it'll open up for you. Right now for the Blizzard, that's their first goal in this game. They're looking to try to add more. 50-50 to the side will bounce its way downfield. 2 players committing here. Cujo will call it off. Shot on, saved by Eternity. The defense, we haven't really talked that much about it on the Hurricanes, but they've had to do some work on defense to make sure that the Blizzard don't take goals often.
Yes, absolutely. And so far, they've seemed up to the challenge. Besides that one mistake, you know, goal where they only had one back, they've had some really strong defensive pressure.
Cujo over Ricochet. Blizzard holding control. WB trying to infield it towards Aeon. Aeon, not a lot of boost left here. Gets enough to reach it, but still control for the Hurricanes. Although a demo will definitely put them on high alert. Cujo infield looking for Aeon. RWB was also an option. Hit just wide. Eternity dispossessed by Aeon. Ricochet coming in. He's missed it. Bumps out RWB. Cujo back wall saved by Nim. Offense coming from the Blizzard, but you can see a lot of bumps here from both these teams just to try to get the ball away from each other.
Yes, absolutely. And it's so far in this game and last game, we've seen the team that's losing in that last minute, they're really playing with they have nothing to lose. And we're seeing a lot more exciting offensive pressure, and it's really resulting in some good chances right here.
Yeah, but the Blizzards haven't taken enough of them yet. Final seconds. Are we going to see Game 5 be the all-important game in this series? All the Hurricanes have to do is hold this one, but RWB down the field, saved by Eternity. Aeon, follow up. Nim gets that one. It was halfway across the line, and Nim keeps it away. And the Hurricanes, with that save, will move into Game 5.
That was just really impressive. That ball was almost probably 3/4, if not almost like 90% into the net, and he just does not give up and makes an incredible save to lock up this win.
And we're going to Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's been back and forth. Both these teams have seen success. And while the Hurricanes take this one, they still need to win one more against the Blizzard. We're going to Champions Field.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for this last game here because, you know, once again, we're saying, 2-goal deficit isn't a lot, but, you know, it doesn't show how close it was and how much pressure those Blizzards had. They had, was it 12 shots on goal right there? And just the Hurricanes defense stepped it up right here. Especially look at Nim, 664 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, 4 saves. He is really putting his team on his back.
Eternity had a savior as well. This team had to stand on their head, and we can't forget about Nim's incredible save at the end of the game to secure it.
Oh.
That was, I have not seen a save that close before in a very long time, but that's what the Hurricanes have to do to get themselves to this moment. And now it's tied up 2-2. 1 game left. Winner of it will take the series.
Absolutely. You know, that right there, that last save, I know it's a little bit late, but if you guys could see that play, doing exclamation point PTW for play of the week, that is really, I'd say that's worthy of some balls.
Yeah, again, best play wins. And as you said, again, we're going into game 5. It's been so close. There's really not been much to separate these teams. It really does come to, though, I think, Krieger, especially who scores first. And in game 5, that's even more important because of the pressure that's on everybody. Absolutely.
You know, I could be wrong, but I feel like the Hurricanes have scored first in at least 3 of these games so far. So I'm really interested to see what happens, because so far the Blizzard are just keeping the ball in the Hurricanes' end right now with a really good chance and like a lot of pressure. And Nim's getting a great clear out here down to Ricochet, who just barely misses the redirect touch. That would have been huge.
That would have been. Instead, the Blizzard take it back. Ikujo, corner, trying to pass it in front. Ricochet clears it away. RWB now. It's actually going towards that. That's a dangerous position. Nim trying to gain control. RWB will challenge again, is not letting up. RWB will stay up on offense as long as he possibly can. Now he has to leave it. Aeon off the back wall. Everybody waiting and get the clear away.
Oof.
Kujo will get to his corner. Blizzard looking to restart here from their own back half.
Yeah, really interested to see how this goes right here. You know, Nim's getting a great touch in front of the net. Eternity almost with a huge dunk. That would have been incredible, but they're not giving up. Once they ricochet in front of their net, Eternity needs to turn around. He's got a wide open shot in the air. Can he get a touch downwards? It's just wide.
Yeah, and it's been like that here for both these teams, really getting close, but you can see that it just the offense for these teams, it's getting shut down. I think these teams are trying to play more defensively in this game because they don't want to be the ones to get scored on here. Playing that safe game play style, hoping that in the end it can be what will help them out here, especially defensively. Just again, as long as one of these teams can get a goal, I think we're gonna see them kind of continue to play that defensive style. Just because if you win by 1 goal or win by 2, it doesn't matter. You still win.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because so far we've seen both these teams playing a little on the safe side, not trying to give up too much. Oh my God, Nims, he is really pushing to get MVP of this series. Another beautiful shot, going the opposite direction, getting a nice touch, and top corner where RWB cannot quite reach it. That is a huge first goal for this Hurricanes team.
In that position, RWB had everything on that lower side covered. He had to shoot that high. And with that incredible shot there, the Hurricanes now 1 goal closer to winning game 5, but there's still a lot of time left in this one, and I'm sure a lot of action to come. Nim gets the clear. Ikujo waiting back. Nim with the challenge now in front for Eternity. And Eternity will jump for that one. It is another goal for the Hurricanes. Eternity waited midfield, and the bounce will fall in his favor.
Listen, let me tell you, when I saw him go up, it felt like an eternity before he finally got that touch down into the goal. But he masterfully angled his car and knocked it right down top shelf of that goal. That was beautiful to watch.
Blizzard, can they answer back to this one? Eternity off his back wall. RWB looking in field. Eternity again to make a touch here. Blizzard are keeping a pretty high press so far. Kujo. I mean, the person who's the first back right now is RWB, and he's just challenging this one. So again, they're trying to play as aggressively as possible here for the Blizzard. Kujo.
Yeah, you
doesn't
can
control this. RWB towards the back wall, but Ricochet will clear away. It seems like the Hurricanes are bunkering down here, and the Blizzard are trying to take an onslaught, but that one just wide from Aeon.
Yeah, that incredible 4th defender for the Hurricane, that top post right there. Oh my gosh, Kujo out of nowhere, pre-jumping and reading that touch. Let's watch this replay right now. Aeon gets a nice shot. Ricochet saves it to the side, and Kujo just there, reads his touch, pre-jumps it, and dunks it home.
Great way for the Blizzard to get back in this game. And all of a sudden, everything here the Hurricanes worked for is on thin ice. Kickoff, wait, that's just going right in. RWB right off the kickoff, and it's tied out of nowhere. What an interesting turn of events.
That is incredible. We went from this game, really feeling like the Hurricanes were going to, walk away with it and put that pressure. And then in a matter of 5 seconds, the Blues say, not so fast. This is a series still, and we are not giving up.
And now, everything up for grabs again. The Hurricanes have worked well to get their lead, but now they see it evaporate. The Blizzard running with the momentum here. Cujo, infield, cleared back by Ricochet. That one is just off target. It's a good chance, though. Still up. Aeon slams this one away, but look at how far back this team is right now. Nim controls it. Gonna get past two. Infield. Oh, Aeon almost in his own nets, but it's still saved away. Cujo, what is a corner? The Blizzard catch themselves there, and that pinch in the corner almost cost them.
Wow, Nim's almost forced the unfortunate own goal on that Blizzards team, and very, very thankful right now. He is not looking at that goal and saying, dear Lord, how'd that go off the back end of my car?
Still offense, the Hurricanes adding pressure. Pinch from Eternity. Aeon will wait. That one hits off the post, though. Aeon's got to jump quickly. Ricochet. Infield, but RWB clears it back. Eternity waiting here. This one, though, awkward for Eternity. He's really struggling to get to this one. Gets the save in the end. But two players do commit. Cujo. Ceiling shot. Doesn't connect on this one. It still rolls in front, but pinched away here by two players of the Hurricane side. Final minute remaining.
Wow. This is some really good offensive pressure by both teams. Several times we thought I was going to see the ball go into that net, and both defenses are just barely getting that last little touch to keep it away. And this is going to be an exciting end of this game, which is tied. We could see our second overtime of the series right now.
Yeah, the first one came in game one. Eternity trying to deny that there, but his shot just a little outside. Now offense still for the Hurricanes. Eternity saved by Aeon. Everybody committing up into the corner. Ricochet. That one's wide. That was a chance they could have taken. Everybody from the Blizzard was caught in the corner there. And it's a missed opportunity for the Hurricanes. Final 10 seconds. Up. Aeon. Infield. Cleared back by Ricochet. This is going down the field. It's wide. But maybe a shot can come from this. Cujo. Cleared. Eternity wants to keep it alive here. Aeon will ground it with the 50-50. And we go to Game 5 overtime. Next goal will win it.
I gotta tell you what, man, the excitement right here is palpable. I'm sweating so much right now. I bet you these players are sweating even more. This is what you want to see. Tied series 2-2, overtime for Game 5. This winner take all right now, and it is just so much excitement.
Will it be a good play? Will it be an error that will end this one? There's been so many players that we could name in this series that have been so incredible for them. Ricochet has been incredible. RWB has been strong. Aeon, RWB trying to win it in front. Missed by Cujo. And that one mere inches away from going in. It was so close for the Blizzard. They could have tasted victory, but yet the ball will stay out of the net.
Yeah, that is so demoralizing. You basically had that goal wide open, and you had the shot there, and they just couldn't get it to go in. And this Hurricanes defense has got to be really, stressing out right now. They've had a lot of pressure, and they've held up. But man, oh no, 1v1 Nims versus Cujo. Oh, great 50 by Cujo right there.
Yeah, I had the same reaction as you did to that. That was almost an incredible overcommit there from the Blizzard, but they are able to get back. Fortunately, Nim did not have any boost in that position. But now the Hurricanes going to get some offense. They've been stuck playing in their own back half for the entirety of this overtime. Towards the net. RWB can't get there. And Eternity saves it in the end. Oh, it's so close. But yet again, it stays out.
These Blizzard have just put on some incredible shots with good bumps, good openings for their teammates, and they are so close. And this Hurricanes defense is just pulling out all the defensive stops to keep this game going.
Aeon, pinch. Nim, credited with the save there. Now gets past Cujo. RWB rotating in position. The rotations from Blizzard staying strong. But can they be enough? In front, Eternity almost beaten by Aeon, but that one will stay wide. Nim holding control, challenged by RWB. Ricochet. Over 2 minutes now in this overtime. Aeon challenged by Nim. That early challenge prevents the shots. And yet still the Blizzard push forward. RWB saved by Ricochet. Aeon takes it up. Aeon has the control. Going to the back wall. Aeon infield for Cujo. Cleared back by Nim.
Oh, that was Wow, both these teams are just getting such great chances and seem to be making a few mental errors, and the other team is so close to capitalizing, and yet we've still remained scoreless. Oh my gosh, that was barred down almost. That was incredible. Looking right here, we get Ricochet. Oh, one man to beat. Flipping, getting it through. Aeon, last man on defense. Eternity flipping in front of the net, but Aeon's there for the defensive pressure.
And now it's time for the Blizzard to play a bit of defense. They've been playing all offense, but look at this. An immediate transition. Cujo takes the corner burst. Now has a chance. Eternity will jump in front. Now over 3 minutes in overtime. Nim. What will end this? Nim can't get the play in front. Ricochet. Is overtime? Well, it's only been 3 minutes. It felt like an eternity for all these teams. It's just been going on forever and ever, but yet still nothing can go in. Ricochet does it here!
Oh my
3-2!
gosh!
Ricochet, the Hurricanes played defense simulator all game long, and finally they find the breakthrough.
What a huge shot by Ricochet, you know, especially for this skill level, to just go in the corner and top bar it like that. That is incredible. You see both the Blizzard defender jumping up, trying to get in the way of that shot, and they could not. What an incredible ending. What was that, three minutes and change for overtime? You know,
yeah.
That went on for an eternity. And speaking of eternity, him carrying that Hurricanes team with 3 saves and 1 goal.
MVP, but really for the Hurricanes, it was everybody who had to get involved there, especially in that overtime. So much defense. I mean, there were multiple situations in that in overtime where Blizzard looked like they were going to take it, and yet the Hurricanes, I mean, they stand on their head. They did this in Game 4. They do it again in Game 5. And this is the Hurricanes team who will not give up, who will not quit, and who will now be the series winners.
Yeah, what an incredible series. You know, I feel very, very lucky to be able to watch a series like this. You know, as a caster, you always hope to see something exciting, and that's about as exciting as you can get. You know, Game 5, tied series, 3-minute overtime. That was so much excitement. Both of these teams just played their absolute heart out. And, you know, there's no one person who, you know, did the one thing. It was just both teams coming together and putting constant pressure with good defense.
Yeah, and I mean, this series could have gone either way. It really could have, but in the end, the Hurricanes will take it. My goodness, that one has really taken my breath out. I mean, that is about as close as it can get.
Listen, between a Blizzard and a Hurricane, both will take your breath away if you're out there too long. So, very understandable.
And the dad joke's still coming in here from Krieger. My goodness.
Listen, I'm over 30. You got to expect it.
All right, then. Well, I mean, it's definitely expected.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that brings us to an end. You know, right now I just want to shout out Guardians Pro Line for our MLE jersey needs. If you want to rep your favorite team, I would highly suggest checking out our Guardians Pro Line in chat. You know, I'm really excited. I'm looking to get myself. I'm on the Foxes. I'm going to get some of that merch to rep. You know, for you, are you going to get anything to rep your team as well?
Man, I can't believe it. I got to get some stuff, right? I mean, this has been, if we're going to get a series like this consistently, I have to.
No, absolutely. You know, I'm really excited. You know, it's a great season for us to get started. And, you know, I just want to say that's it for us here. You know, it's been exciting. I thank you so much for casting with me. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, of course. The next series here coming up will be coming up very soon. Again, thank you all so much for second round. We're going to go to a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Yes. Have a great night, everyone.